Very good afternoon and welcome to the 20th webinar hosted by ASAP Palakkad. I'm Anita Roy, moderator for today's webinar, and joining me is Mr. Arun, who will be helping us on the technical side, and Mrs. Mini will be documenting this session. There is a humorous quote which says, with great power comes an even greater electricity bill. Ever since the countrywide lockdown was announced, Malayalis have been staying indoors. This had resulted in an increase in domestic power consumption, much to the happiness of KSEB officials. But this has not gone down well with the consumers ever since the meter reading resumed. And the topic for today's webinar is 9 mantras to save electricity for domestic consumers. To deliver the session, we have with us today Dr. Muruganath Gopal Raj, Professor and Head, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, Palakkad. He is also the coordinator for the Ahalia Center for Energy and Environment. He provides consultancy services for various coir industries under the Pollachi Coir Cluster. His areas of interest include special electrical machines, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, smart grids, and energy auditing and management. We are happy to have you with us once again, and a hearty welcome to you, sir. I request all the participants to make use of the Q&A option for posting your queries, which will be answered towards the end of this webinar. So without any further delay, let's begin today's session. Once again, I welcome you all, and over to you, sir. You may begin the session now.
Yeah, thank you, organizers. Thank you for the good introduction, madam. First of all, I would like to thank ASAP for continuously getting in touch with us to have such kind of webinars and create some awareness among the public. So here in the participants, I could see some of my friends and senior professors are also there. Thank you all for joining this wonderful session on 9 mantras to save electricity for domestic consumers. This is the need of the hour because almost every company has completely transferred to the home. So each and every people, almost all the officials of irrespective of industry, has working at home. So what happens is the energy consumption across the domestic area is going to be increased, and that is going to be a huge burden for certain people as electricity bill is concerned. So for the next 1 hour, we are going to see how we can save the consumption of the electricity and reduce our energy billing. So let me go into the slide. So this is what I am associated with the club, this Green 9 Club. This is promoted by Energy Efficiency Research Group, which is called 9. This is the basic objective of the group, and it is formed in the year 2016, which initiated activities from the year 2018. It has registered as a society as an institution of green engineers, and its headquarters is at Dr. MGR Medical and Deemed Research Institute in Madurai, Chennai. From there only, it was promoted by the chairman, Dr. Ramesh. So under his guidance, a group of engineers and group of academicians and industry people are working to strive hard to promote energy conservation activities and energy conservation methods among the general public. So for the few slides, you will see about the introduction about the Green 9 Club and the NCER Club. NCER Club is also a part of Green 9 Club. Yeah. So the objectives of Green 9 is to produce skilled engineers through Green 9 NCER Club. That is the main objective. And in 2022, we would like to achieve energy efficiency in almost huge amount of houses. Not only that, we are trying to design, develop, and improve innovative products which can provide solutions for energy efficiency. These are the broad objectives of the Green 9 Club. Then going to the NCER Club. Club is a club which is focusing on realizing the energy crisis and the scarcity of natural resources. I think there is a problem with the net. Anyhow, please kindly bear with me and apologize me because the slides are going front and back. Come to the main topic, the global energy scenario. So the global energy scenario, what it indicates, it's world crude oil and the gas resources are limited, estimated to be available only for 45 to 50 years or 65 to 70 years, and it is going to vanish. And the coal is likely to be available only for the next 200 years. So these are the sources of energy that are being currently used. You can see the thermal power plants, oil plants, natural gas resources, biofuels, hydrogen fuels, nuclear fuels, everything. How world energy resources, this pie chart will exhibit the percentage of sources of energy on which electricity is generated. Now, what is the development in energy scenario? So this is the development in energy scenario. This is with reference to Indian context. In 2020, the contribution from each and every part of the type of various resources that is used, that is oil resources, contributed to 33%, coal to 27%, gas 21, then nuclear 6, hydro and solar, and that is renewable energy sources 11%. Whereas coming to 2020, you can see a drastic change, that is from 11% to that is around 13.3% of sources have been increased, whereas in the case of renewable energy resources, contributed with 2.2 hydro on the traditional, that is solar and wind, contributed to almost to 10.6, and the remaining 5% by the other contributions like biomass energy or tidal energy, all those types of energy scenario, energy methodologies created. Conventional power system. So these are the problems that a conventional power system, conventional in the sense, coal, that is a thermal power station or a hydro power station, all those things are the conventional power systems. So the depletion of oil resources is the main problem. Then poor energy efficiency, environmental pollution. We know what is what kind of environmental pollution is being happening with the Kayangulam thermal power station. So they are located at remote areas, and they have less overall power quality and reliability. So overcome it. So in order to overcome it, we go for a solution which is called distributed generation, and this is one of the area in which myself and some faculty along from NSS, I hope Professor Pradeep sir is there. So we both are working on some certain aspects of it. Now let us come to installed capacity. In India, this is the total installed capacity percentage with reference to various resources. So resources as of now in India is 21%, that is 2020, in the year 2020. Energy, how is going to be the energy consumption in the Kerala state? In Kerala state, energy consumption across its major contribution is from domestic sector. Almost 51% is from domestic sector, right? Here actually there is a problem with this pie chart, and 18 to 23% is contributed by the industrial sector. The color is somewhat wrong in the presentation. Please kindly, I apologize for this. So 20% is the contribution from industrial sector, whereas 51% is from the domestic sector. So whatever the amount that is purchased from electricity board or from other parts of the country to Kerala, 51% is consumed by the domestic people, right? From the domestic consumer side. So now there's because of this 21%, we feel that there is a severe need for energy conservation. There is a need for energy conservation, because 51% of consumer of the total energy that is being produced or being purchased from the other parts of the country towards to pumped into the Kerala state is consumed only by 51, almost more than half the percentage of that is consumed by the domestic consumers. And domestic consumers are the we people, and we utilize more energy that is being pumped to us, right? So what is this need and what is energy conservation? Energy conservation can be addressed in two methods, that is effectively utilizing the source available. And another point in this diagram is self-explanatory, which says that either it is switching on and off at the required time. So in that way, we can promptly say whatever is required, that only we can do it. The remaining we can do it. So this is the need for energy conservation. The need for energy conservation is shortage of fossil fuel. Fossil fuels are no way it is going to be available only. It is available only for 200 years, as coal is for 200 years, oil resources only for 45 to 50 years, right? So there is going to be a shortage of fossil fuels, and there will be an extreme climate changes. Extreme climate changes, industrialization, more industries are coming into existence, which demands the power demand is going to be increased. And another one is it is an increase in population. All these things are contributing for the need for energy demand. So these two, we people are very clear and see how the climate is going to be changed, the effect of climate change. Here it is completely wet condition, whereas here it's a complete dry condition. Not only this, I hope these photos almost all of you would have come across. This is because of the flood that happened in the past years in Kerala state. How this disaster has happened, what are the after effects of it? You can see a complete picture of the disaster that has been available. So all this is what it says, what it indicates is energy has to be properly utilized. So in order to go more about the conservation of energy, what we should know is we should know something about the electricity bill. So electricity bill of the consumer side, that is domestic consumer side, has a charge which is called as fixed charges. This fixed charges, it depends on the type of connection that is available, whether it is a single phase connection or three-phase connection. If it is a single phase connection, every individual will have, that is an individual billed customer will have 20 rupees as a fixed charge per month, and three-phase customer, they will be having rupees 60 as a fixed charge per month. So the tariff calculation, how the tariff is being done, right? The reason for studying about the tariff and reason for studying about the billing is the ultimate objective of this webinar is to make you people to create an awareness and practice at your home the methods to reduce our electricity billing. So first of all, we should understand clearly our electricity billing. Then only we can go for that implication of any purpose, the methods to reduce it, right? So that's why I'm going slightly in depth of the charges and tariff. So tariff, what we call this, here we call something as a telescopic tariff. Right? So this telescopic tariff means that it is a slab based one. Say for example, I use 1 GB data per day, then I will be charged this much. Suppose I use 2 GB data per day, I will be charged slightly higher. If I use 10 GB data per day, I will be having certain different charges. So like that, we in the electricity also, depending on the consumption and the monthly slab units are fixed. Say for example, for this telescopic billing is applicable only for the customers who utilize less than 250 units per month or the per billing cycle. It is not per month, actually it is a billing cycle, right? So monthly slab is 0 to 50 units, the rate is this much. 51 to 100 units, the rate is this much. Whereas 201 to 250, the rate is going to be this much. Now, those who consume more than 250 units per billing cycle, they will not come under telescopic billing cycle. They will have some slab rate performance. That is 0 to 300 means they will have a flat charge of 5 rupees. 350, it means 5.70, and above 500 means it becomes 7.50. Now coming to the main theme of this webinar, which is energy conservation methods. What are the energy conservation methods? As a domestic point, we can do, right? So to save electricity, we think, act and save, right? So when we think and when we act, we can obviously achieve this saving of power. So these are the 9 tips to save electricity. Let us replace the regular light bulbs with compact fluorescent lamps. Sleep your computer when you are not using it. Turn off the lights when you are not using it. Provide task lighting over desk. Yes, desk. That is in olden days you may using some table lamps. So those things are used here. Switching off the main power button, even the socket, right? So turn off the television, radio, then put the lamps in the corner of the room so that light is reflected of 2 volts. Then iron all the clothes at the time and switch off the street lights when not in use. Don't think that these are the 9 mantras. These are not the 9 mantras to save electricity. These are just an overview of the tips to save electricity. And actually, the extension part of all these points will become the 9 mantras. So now let us see into each and every one. What are the 9 mantras? So these are the 9 mantras. Actually, these 9 mantras are developed by our Green 9 Ensave Club, right? So you can see the picture itself speaks. We have a home. Inside the home, we have all these components inside the home, right? So what happens is when you look into that, starting from this diagram, and that is a clock cycle wise diagram. From starting from here to here, we have 9 points: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when you adopt all these methods, certainly we can reduce the power consumption around 1.7 units per day. So if I properly insert, because everyone, all the domestic consumers, particularly in the middle class level and upper middle class level and upper high class people, they have all these components at their home. Certainly, they have all these appliances at home. So when you properly use them, effectively use them, what we would like to say is we stress and we found that we can save 1.7 units per day. So by properly implementing these 9 mantras at the home, we should be very careful. Today I am implementing, tomorrow I am not implementing, means what happens is you will get the savings for only one. So we insist you people to properly do all these 9 mantras. It is like regularly when some people will be having a prayer regularly in the morning after taking the bath immediately. So like that we have to do. These are the 9 mantras that has to be done. Now let us go into each and every mantra individually. This is mantra 1. Mantra 1 is switch off the equipment whenever it's not in use. Right? So the simple example of this one is, see, when you are inside one particular room, you will switch on all the appliances. The minimum appliances is during the day period, you will make the fan to be switched on. If it is a night period, you will make the light to be switched on. Suppose if you are moving from one room to another room and you are spending at least minimum more than half an hour in the other room, what happens is we request you to switch off the equipment whichever is on in the previous room where you have been available, right? So when you do such thing, when everyone at the home concentrates on this particular point, you can easily save 50 watt hour per day. So by properly switching off the equipments whichever is not in use, we can save 50 watt hour per day. This is the first mantra. First mantra is switch off the equipment when not in use. Let me go in depth of it. What are the appliances that has to be switched off? These are the appliances which has to be switched off. Say, for example, the other things are quite common. Lamp, yes, lamp will always be. See, the best example for this one is when your mother starts cooking in the night time, right? What happens is at the parallelly they will use to switch on the TV. They will do parallel watch. They will watch the TV or they will try to hear the audio from the TV at the same time they will be cooking. Right. So when you try to have an optimization, we don't say that please switch it off, because the reason is without video, without seeing the drama, most of the parents, most of the ladies at home are not are keen to them, are keen to watch that, right? At least they should hear what is happening, right? So you should have some sort of optimization. What we request is concentrate on that serial and then go and finish your cooking, so that what happens is your consumption of energy in the kitchen and also in the TV room will certainly get reduced. Not only that, the other important major factor is take this particular machine, which is the copier machine. See, when you go to a copier shop, what happens is you can see all the time the copier shop, what they do is a shop particularly meant for copying, taking a Xerox or a photocopy, they used to make the machine to be always in on time. So what happens is all the power is consumed, whether the equipment inside parts of the particular copier machine, whether it is utilized or not, it is drawing power. So it is developing heat. Right, it started. It will have its own efficiency. The loading factor is very, very less. So in that way, you can see that power consumption is increased too much. Right. So whenever we go from one room to another room. When you are spending more time on the next room, please kindly switch off the equipments in the previous room. In that way, if you do in that way, what happens is you can save 50% of 50 watt hour. Right. Then next mantra is regularly cleaning of AC filter and use of natural lighting. Yes, the best example, I myself is the best example for this, because the reason is for the lockdown period, almost it's going to be 2.5 months, more than 2.5 months. I am not finding a good people to come and service my AC, because of which what happened is over dust has gone accumulated in my AC machine. And whenever I switch it on the AC machine during the night time, I used to have some sort of polluted air from that machine. Right? So what we request is regularly clean the AC filter at least once in a month. What you do is it is an easy work. Or you can just remove the top cover of the filter, and inside that you can see a mist like cloth. So what you do is you can have a small cloth, you can completely switch off everything, and you can have a small cloth, a wet cloth, and you can first you can wipe off all the dust with a dry cloth. Then if there are some, you can use a small wet cloth, you can just erase it so that all the dust particles are removed. Once again, with a dry cloth, you swipe it off, and then you just try to blow some air, right? Then fix the AC filter. So what happens is, by properly cleaning the AC filter, and another point is use natural lighting, right? So by utilizing this combination, the second mantra, what we can do is we can conserve 100 watt hour. 100 watt hour means when the AC is working for say 10 hours, see what will be the consumption. Almost 1 unit per day you can save almost by cleaning the AC filter and use of natural lighting. Right. So the other example for this use of natural lighting is almost in all the institutions. What happens is in the faculty room, particularly this I have observed even in my own institution. In the faculty room, there will not be any faculty inside, or there will not be any students inside the classroom. But what happens is fans will be switched on, lights will be switched on. Right. So this kind of things has to be avoided. So when you properly implement this one, you will have 100 watt hour of savings. Right. Coming to the air conditioning system, the routine cleaning of air conditioner will reduce the energy consumption by 5 to 15%. Clean the evaporator coil, fins, and straighten them. Yes, we can see the backside portion where there will be a fins. That fins one day is going to contribute the transfer of air from one medium to another medium. So ensure that they are always straightened, right? Or else what happens is the flow of air will be struggled, right? Will be obstructed. So proper air will not come inside, and outlet will be right. Then clean the drain channels, right, to prevent the clog. Some dust may go on accumulate. Some condensed vapor may be there. So we have to drain the channels, right? Then suppose if it is a split AC, clean the debris from fan, compressor, and condenser. So when you use all these methods, it can make our air conditioning system to be more energy conserving. Then coming to the third mantra, this is the one which everyone, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency is also insisting us to use star-rated equipment. So to know more about star-rated equipment, let us take an example of a fridge. So this is the example of a fridge. Don't worry about this box too. This is meant for something else, so don't worry about it. Just concentrate on this particular labels. So here it is there will be 5 stars. So to what extent the stars are colored, that will say what is the efficiency of this one. What will be the energy conservation quantity of that particular appliance. So here it is 2-star rating. Here it is 4-star rating. Right. So try to use more star ratings. As long as you use more stars, that indicates that the electricity savings is going to be increased, right? Then in the label here, you can see some units that will be consumed by that fridge. Here it is 680 but whereas it is a 4-star rating, here you can see it is only 580. The capacity may be same. This may be a 200-liter refrigerator. This may also be a 200-liter refrigerator, but here it is 2-star rating. Here it is 4-star rating. 2-star rating consumes 680 units of energy per year, whereas 4-star rating consumes only 580. So that means 100 units you are saving per year. 100 into say 2 rupees, 200 rupees your refrigerator is making an income to you. So please kindly look into it. Not only that, to ensure whether it is prompt or not, that is, this label is correct or not, see that when you purchase any appliance, see that the BE logo authentication is available. There may be in most of the things, most of the appliances, they will simply paste a label without a BE logo. Please don't encourage such kind of things, right? So this usage, this star connection or the star labeling is very, very important. It should be properly authenticated by Bureau of Energy Efficiency. So coming to the air conditioner example, so in the previous example we have seen about the refrigerator. Here it is condition star rated air conditioners, right? So when it is a single star for a 1.5 ton AC, so here it consumes this much watts, 1954 watts, whereas the same 5-star will consume only 1507 watts. So you can see almost 400 watts there is a savings in the energy consumed, right? So what we say is, please go for more star rating. Though the initial cost may be higher, but when you come to the operative cost or the main running cost, the running cost will be very will have a low payback period such that it makes your equipment to be more energy prone. Use LED study lamp. Yes, by using LED study lamp, we can make almost 180 watt hours. Right. So what happens is that will focus only on your table, and wherever the light is fixed only to for that particular area, we can usually use all these things. So when coming to the lighting system, we have 3 types of lighting: filament, CFL, and LED. In this, what should be used? Right. So this is the best example which gives a which sort of lighting system should be used. Right. So coming with a 60 watts fluorescent lamp, this is compared based on the luminance. Luminance is the same brightness. A 60 watt fluorescent lamp, filament lamp, a 7 watt LED lamp, and 14 watt CFL are compared on the base of luminance, that is brightness. What is the brightness that will be obtained? So here is a simple calculation. What will be when you come to the LED lamp, you can show that LED lamps is more effective, right? Even with the cost, also the number of units saved will be very, very effective. Yeah, this becomes the best example, right? See, incandescent lamp. I am taking an incandescent lamp, 40 watts incandescent lamp, whose output lumens will be 450 watt. For the same 450 lumens, for the I have to go for CFL of 9 to 12 watts. Whereas when I want to go with an LED 6 to 8 watts of LED is sufficient. Right? This may be slightly confusing for the people who are from non-electrical background. Let me say a simple task, that is, if you are using a 100 watts incandescent lamp in your restroom or in your kitchen, let us say in kitchen, right? 100 watts in your kitchen, right? It's an incandescent lamp, right? So if you want to replace that 100 watts incandescent lamp, you should go either for 23 to 28 watts CFL. If you want to replace the entire thing with LED, 15 to 22 watts LED is sufficient, right? So a 100 watts equivalent incandescent lamp equivalent will be around 22 watts of LED. See, what is the drastic change? Almost 78 watts of energy is being reduced with the help of this LED, right? So replace almost all the lighting systems with help of energy efficient lamps. So fluorescent lamps are these are called as energy efficient fluorescent lamps. These lamps are characterized by this. Previously, we had a 40 watts fluorescent lamp. Now we have a slim fluorescent lamps called 36 watts fluorescent lamp. And we have other types like spherical fluorescent lamps and also things, right? How they are categorized is they are categorized based on the diameter. So these lamps are used in the lobbies or the office spaces. The types depends on the lamp life, energy, regulated power, quantity of color it transmitted, and the styles are it is 12 bar, and that is 1.5 inch dia, 1 inch dia, or 5 by 8 inch dia. This is a style. So how to select or what sort of lamp can be used? The recommended style is T8, but the more efficient one is T5. Right? Why I say that recommended style is T8 means because of the cost parameter, cost analysis. When we do the cost analysis, according to that, T8 will cost only around 125, but T5 cost 250 watts. Though T5 is slightly higher, but we recommend only T5 because T5 is most energy efficient and it will have best color, and but cost we have to compromise. We have to compromise when we go for T5 type of filament lamps. So this is what the comparison given by incandescent lamp, compact fluorescent lamp for a 100 watts lamp. What is their power factor, power consumption, output limits, energy efficiency, all those. Then fifth mantra is regularly defrosting the refrigerator. We normally people does not do this. This is very common problem in every home. Let us compare this refrigerator with human life. Every day what we do, in the morning 6 o'clock we start working, we get up from the bed, then we start our regular routine work, and by night 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night, what we do, we take a rest. So everything like that, all the appliances also needs rest, right? The day one you purchase a refrigerator, your mother will dump all the things inside the refrigerator, they will switch it on. No day they will switch it off. The refrigerator will take rest only when there is a power interruption, or else refrigerator will not take rest, right? So this should not happen. What we should do is, at least once in a month, take out all the components of the refrigerator outside, completely defrost the refrigerator, and leave the refrigerator for idle without any electricity, without any component, without working. You make it in standstill, don't plug it on, disconnect it directly from the supply, leave it idle at least for half an hour. If you are doing it per month basis, at least for half an hour, please give a rest for the refrigerator. What happens? In the refrigerator doors, you could see the lifetime warranty of a refrigerator. It says some refrigerators, particularly Samsung and LG, they will mark it as 15 years warranty, 10 years warranty, right? When you want to go and claim that warranty, they will say you are not at all defrosting your refrigerator. You are not at all making your refrigerator to be idle running, right? So your conditions are not. You can see a small asterisk at the top which says that conditions apply. These are the conditions apply, right? So we should ensure that refrigerator is also taking this. It is also a machine. Similarly to a human, it is working. A human cannot work out for the entire 24/7, right? So we need rest. Like that, every appliances need rest. So my kind and sincere request is, please kindly defrost the refrigerator at your home, take away all the components and keep it. If you are not doing it, what will happen is 1.5 kilowatt of energy will be wasted year by year, right? So if you properly defrost your refrigerator will give 250 watt-hour savings per day, right? See, when it is taking rest, it is getting rejuvenized by itself. So it is getting refreshed by itself. So it will work more efficiently. In that way, the refrigerator efficiency will also increase, right? So the another thing is, what are the energy management opportunities which we come across? If it is a old refrigerator, try to replace it with a new one, energy efficient one. Location is crucial. Yes, location of the refrigerator is crucial. Don't pull the refrigerator very close to your wall. There should be some gap for the proper air circulation. Then set optimal temperature, close the door without any delay. Right? So what happens is, particularly kids, they open the door, they leave the door as such. They will not try to close it. That's why you can see almost all the refrigerators, they will have automatic door closing, right? But the problem is, most of us people, we stand there by opening the refrigerator in front of the refrigerator at least for 3-4 minutes. So what happens? The temperature will go up. It will do the entire phenomenon of maintaining the proper temperature over there. So the compressor of your refrigerator is stressed more, right? So don't do such kind of activities. And another thing is, even some research is going on, because nowadays when all the refrigerators available now are right hand opening refrigerators, right? So what we do is we open it and we leave the door as such as open. Then you take some items or vessels and then you place it them or you take out them, right? Instead of that, some research is going on to have left hand side opening. So what happens is, when you open the refrigerator from the left hand side, I simultaneously you can take the materials or you can keep the materials inside with our right hand. So such a research is going on. Very soon, it will be such kind of refrigerators will be available in the market. And another one, see that the door of the refrigerator is properly sealed. If it is not properly sealed, what happens is air leakage will be there. So the temperature inside the refrigerator will not be properly maintained. Right. So the next mantra, sixth mantra, is usage of heavy equipment during the off-peak hours. Right? Off-peak hours means all the lamps will be switched on by 6 o'clock in the night. It is that in India we have a culture, particularly South Tamil Nadu, South India, we have this culture. 6 o'clock onwards, every light will be switched on. So at that time, when you are using your heavy equipments like your sump motor, when you're switching it on, what happens is, because of the increased energy demand, right? Well, we call it as demand side management. Because of the increased energy demand, your motor voltage will be less. The voltage that is available to your sump motor will not be equal to 240 volt. It will be less than 240 volt. If it is less than 240 volt, when you properly look into the time period to fill the tank, you will have obviously all people will have overhead tank. When you look into the overhead, the time taken to fill the overhead tank, it will be slightly higher. Whereas when you switch on during the off-peak hours, the voltage that is available to the motor, that is a submersible motor, will be slightly equal to 240, or even sometimes it may be higher than 240 when your house is near to the distribution transformer side area, something like that. So what happens is, the time taken to fill will get reduced. So what we suggest is, don't switch on your demand loads or critical loads, what we call non-crucial loads, during the peak demands. Use them only during non-peak, off-peak demands. Then next to seventh one, avoid leaving the equipment in standby mode. This is another one headache. What is a headache? People used to charge their mobile phones throughout the night. That is one problem. Second problem is switching on the television. Right? They will use to switch it off only with the help of remote control. So when you switch it off with the help of remote control, what happens is, your television set is going only for sleepy mode or standby mode. It is not completely switched off. All the television set will have a transformer inside. So transformer is not loaded, but it will draw some no load current. So what happens? It will drop power, right? So by this way, we should avoid keeping all the equipments in standby mode, particularly laptops is another headache. Those who are working in IT field, what they do is, they sit all the night working on it. Then they will put the laptop on sleep mode. They will go to bed. They will take rest. Right? They will not properly switch it off. Right? That should be avoided. When you avoid such kind of thing, you can save 50 volts. Right? So always avoid standby modes. Create awareness. If some of your neighbor is doing that, when you are going to some of your relatives' house, if they are putting their not switching off the TV properly, they are just using only the remote control, advise them, please don't switch it off like this. Properly switch off, right? Or else the other possible areas by which we can avoid it is, we can have timer control. Yes, in television sets also we have some timer control. In laptops also we have timer control. Switch off the laptop after half an hour or after 1 hour, like that we can do, right? And while leave, suppose if it is an office, we can ensure that the last man who is coming out is trying to switch off all the sources, particularly AC, lighting, and office equipments that are not in use. See, what people do is, when you go to the computer lab, people will be trying to rush out to come out of the computer labs, particularly during the evening hours. Everybody wants to catch the bus. right? So what they do is they will directly switch off, or they will put the monitors in sleep mode. CPU will be switched off, right? They won't make proper shutdown. They directly switch off the power button, but okay, fine. But what happens is they will make the monitor, they will forget to switch off the monitor. They will directly only switch off the CPU. When CPU is switched off, automatically your monitor will go to sleep mode. You can see that when you come and see in front of the next day on your computer, you can see that the monitor LED light will be blinking in the monitor, indicating that power is available to the monitor. So we have to be very careful about it. So creating awareness. Try to use such kind of awareness everywhere. Switch off when not in use. When you say this one, switch off when not in use, no people will obey for it. But create a positive, motivate positively all the people. Say them, thanks for switching off the lights and fans. Right? So what happens is people will feel, okay, if I am switching off, it will be good. So when you create awareness by providing such kind of awareness campaign, certainly energy consumption will be reduced. Right? Then optimal water usage and temperature. Right? So to have the optimal water usage and temperature setting, take short showers. Don't go for deep baths using the shower. Reduce the time in shower. Lower the temperature on your water heater. Right. This is one more example. I'm saying with my own life because in my sister home we have a geyser. Right. What they do is every day morning when by 6 o'clock, my mother used to take bath. Then she will leave off the geyser always in non mode. She will say that there is some automatic control, no, so it will switch it off. But what happens? The thermostat will make the power device to be. It will not make the entire power device to be switched off, right? So it will try to maintain the temperature. That's all inside the water heater. The water heater is not at all properly switched off. So that kind of thing should not happen, right? Then use cold water for mostly laundry loads and use dishwater efficiently. All these points, when you go in depth of it, you can have optimal usage of water and temperature setting. And conservation in water heating. Water heating will reduce the water heating loads. Yes. After studying a detailed analysis of this geyser only, then what I did is I have gone for solar water heater. Now I'm using only solar water heater, because of which my electricity bill has completely reduced. See, previously when I was not using solar water heater, I was paying around 1,500 to 1,800 per building cycle in my home. But nowadays, I 3 years back, what I did is I installed 150 liters per day solar water heater, because of which my electricity bill has drastically reduced. I am getting only 300, 350 rupees per building cycle. This is the practical example. Right? So what I did is I invested money, almost some 35,000 rupees and all I invested, but I got back this previously I was paying only 1,500. Now I'm paying only 300 rupees. So the difference is almost 1,200 is the difference. 1,200 into 6, 7,200 into 3 years. 3 years is the payback period. I'm getting whatever I invested for the water heater within 3 years. So that is a very good payback period. Right? This is not. This is taken into account without considering the interest. If you consider the interest also, it may hardly take just 4 years. Then replace the maximum utilized light with solar LED light. Right? Nowadays, solar LED lights are available. Their cost is also low. Right? These lights will provide better illuminance and they are long lasting. They have low maintenance, charged during daytime, can effectively used during nights, and can be slightly high but have shorter payback period. The another example for the solar LED lighting is they will have some LDR control. So what happens is when somebody walks near, you can fix these lights particularly for your gate and all, right? So what happens is when you fix it towards the gate, if somebody is coming to your home, near to your home, that luminance of the light will increase. It will have better luminance. When nobody, obstacle is coming towards us, luminance will get reduced, right? There will be an LDR device connected with it, which controls the entire operation. So the solar LED lights are also better as well. So these are the 9 mantras that we would like to suggest. If you use all these 9 mantras, we can save 20% of electricity. When we save 20% of electricity, I'm really addressing with the statistics that we can reduce 37% of the electricity bill amount. So these are the steps to save energy consumption in your institution level. So this is energy, green energy. Nowadays we call everything is called as green energy. So my sincere request is participants who have attended this webinar, please kindly proceed with try to implement all the tips at your home so that you get a major energy conservation. The reason is saving electricity will make you to survive for the tomorrow. So if you have any queries, I am ready to answer the queries.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the presentation. Thank you, sir. We will move on to the question and answer session. Hope you can hear me.
Yes,
sir, am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I will read out the questions and you can answer them. The first question we have here is, will using old appliances like 8-year-old fridge, microwave, washing machine, TV, etc. result in higher electricity bill if no AC is there in the house and still the bill is high? This is from Jyoti Rajendran.
Can you do one thing? Can you repeat the question, because there was a slight lag in the audio.
Okay.
I couldn't listen
clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I can ask again. Sir, she's asking whether using 8-year-old appliances like washing machine and fridge, TV, etc. Will the bill be same as that of using an AC?
See, actually what happens is the capacity of each and everything will be different. See, the compressor capacity of your fridge will be slightly higher, whereas coming to your AC will be different, right? So what is the capacity of our AC that we should know? We cannot say that AC and refrigerator will consume the same amount of energy, right? It purely depends. Energy consumed will be depending purely only on the capacity of that particular machine. When age increases, the capacity is going to be slightly reduced. The efficiency will be reduced. I don't say the capacity. Capacity remains same. The efficiency get reduced. So when the efficiency reduces, certainly the electricity bill is going to be high. Actually, I can see the question, will using old appliances like 8-year-old fridge, microwave, washing machine result in higher electricity bill? If no, yes, coming to exactly the point of the question, the aging of the fridge is 8 years, washing machine, microwave oven, everything is also 8 years. Yes, there may be, because 8-year fridge, what is the warranty period of the fridge we have to look into. Also the microwave oven and also the washing machine, right? If you have purchased highest star rating 8 years before, say for example you have purchased a LG refrigerator 8 years old, at the time they was rating as 5-star rating, but that 5-star rating may not be equal to the 5-star rating that is available now, right? So that 5-star rating can be equated only to 3-star rating of the current rating standards, right? Certainly they will have some electricity bill, but that will not be equal to that much as an AC level. There will be an increase in the value of electricity bill, but the amount contributed by AC will be slightly higher compared to this one.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. We are moving on to the next question. Can you explain energy efficient motors? How is energy efficiency achieved in these motors?
The first answer for this one is energy efficient motors are construction and the material by which they are made is entirely different when compared to the normal motors. Energy efficient motors, their rotor and the core construction is some, instead of copper, they go for aluminum based, right? So that is one thing, and the screw angle is made to make them to have more energy efficiency. It takes that is entirely a different subject. The design aspects we have to look into, the winding aspects, the material aspects by which on which they are made. Everything is entirely different. We are planning to have certain webinars on this energy efficiency methods for industries. In that we can address in detail about this energy efficient motors. Because of time constraint, I cannot answer this one immediately.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
The next question we have is, it is noted that LED lights use less watts. Is there warm LED lights? If yes, will it consume more power?
I have not come across such a situation. I have used LED lights at my home and I'm using them still. Uh, on what basis they say warm LED lights will consume more power? No, I don't think so like that. I'm not sure about this question. I need some time. I have to look into it because
Oh, okay, so
I'm
she's
not sure
asking
about this.
whether there are such lights. She's asking whether we have such kind of warm LED lights.
No, sorry, to my knowledge, I don't think so. There is something
Okay,
like that,
okay,
but
sir.
I will serve it and then say. Any
Okay,
other
sir. Thank you.
questions?
Sir, we
Okay.
have other questions which are asked privately. What is the most energy efficient home design according to you? If you have any tips about it.
The first one is please ensure proper lighting inside your home. Use natural lighting. Try to avoid artificial lighting techniques. Right.
Okay.
Don't always make your screens to close your windows. Always open your windows properly such that natural lighting comes into your home. That will reduce your major energy consumption and almost have natural ventilation at your home. Right? During the daytime, please ensure that natural ventilation that will also reduce your electricity consumption. And suppose if you are going with the air conditioners, don't switch on the air conditioners or put them in some auto sleep mode. So that what happens is after reaching a certain level of temperature which is fixed by you, your compressor gets completely not disconnected. It will try to ensure only the optimal temperature is available over. So when you use these three techniques, certainly your home will try to become a energy efficient home.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And
Yes, ma'am.
another question is, since the monsoons are fast approaching, how can you
Okay.
save energy while washing and drying your clothes?
Ah, drying the clothes.
Washing and drying, how can you save energy
Washing
while?
and drying. Say monsoon. Say the simplest one is whenever we come for drying. Drying is almost equal to ironing. Dry all the clothes at the same time. Right? Don't dry some clothes when you are using appliances. When you are using appliances or when you are using a washing machine, use the dryer properly. Fill the dryer only according to the capacity of the dryer. Don't overload the dryer. What we request is try to load the dryer only with 85 to 90% of the capacity. So what happens is it will efficiently dry it. And another most important one is uh, don't use your dryer frequently for some fabrics like cotton fabrics. Right? Cotton fabrics in the sense, particularly for the innerwears. That is what we would like to say.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. And
Yes, ma'am.
the final question is,
One,
are there any smartphone apps which can allow us to monitor real-time consumption, which will help us to switch off appliances when it's not necessary?
yeah, it's a good question. Actually, at Ahalia School of Engineering and Technology, we are trying to come out with a switch called as a smart switch. We are doing it as a project. The project is not yet completed because of lockdown.
Okay.
Students got stuck with that. Actually, what happens is with that switch, when you switch it on, the light will glow, or the appliance connected to it will be starting working. And when you switch it off, automatically that particular switch will transfer a message to your mobile phone, the mobile phone which is configured, saying that this particular appliance has worked for this much time. This is the energy consumption because of this particular appliances working for this period. So that thing is there. Then the Greenland Association is trying to develop some applications which will use to monitor the energy consumption in our home. It is under process. As of now, there is no such thing, but Philips is trying to come with a completely IoT-based solution for energy consumption.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much and wish you all the
Now,
best for all these interventions.
once again, ma'am, I got one question from Aishwarya, ma'am. She is asking that
Is
0 watt
zero.
lamp really consumes. Ma'am, 0 watt lamp doesn't, 0 watts means there's no wattage at all. Numerically, it means zero, but actually what happens is it consumes energy, right? But the energy consumption level or the unit consumption level, when it is operated for a quite long period only, it will give some numerical value. That's why we are taking it as a negligible quantity, right? But actually 0 watt lamps also consumes energy. It certainly consumes energy.
Okay, sir.
Any other question, ma'am?
So we've come to the end of our session, and
Okay.
I hope we have answered almost every question that was asked. And I would like to thank you on behalf of ASAP Palakkad. Thank you for being with us and setting aside your valuable time and giving us some valuable knowledge about energy conservation. Thank you so much, sir. And
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay, sir. So you have really explained about the 9 mantras using realistic home scenarios, and I think we have 9 tricks up our sleeves to tackle the rising energy, electricity bills. And thank you for sharing your own experience. And I believe that you are a true example of what you preach, because you said about saving your own electricity bill around 300 rupees, and that is remarkable. And thank you for all the efforts you're putting in to this noble cause. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm extremely apologize for the delay in the webinar and some struggles which we have because of the network issue. I see that I ensure that from the next time onwards, there won't be any technical bug from our side. Thank you all. Thank you all the participants, and thank you ASAP team for giving the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sincere thanks to all the participants for your support and valuable feedback. And we hope that our webinars have inspired or motivated you in some way. And sincere thanks to our beloved students, SDs, and the whole team of ASAP Palakkad. And after listening to this webinar, let us follow a very popular slogan which goes like this: spare a watt, save a lot. So let that be our mantra for the coming days. And thank you so much once again. Have a good evening. Enjoy your evening and stay safe. Thank you so much.